Hey everyone, John Henry here from School of Trade, and today we're going to be taking a look at a potential wave setup here on crude oil. Now, looking at crude oil's price action, we've been firmly up pretty much all morning. We got stuck in a little area of consolidation right here, and actually if we look from the highs to the lows, we can see that we kind of faked out the bottoms, faked out the tops, and eventually finally found a direction. But once we found that direction, we faltered a little bit, and now we kind of came into this area here. So what we're looking to do is we're looking to hop into a long trade here. Right now my entry sitting at 103.36, right back up to the upside. Now, a little bit about this trade. There's a lot of things that I really like about this trade. First off, we had this little bit of a blow off and then a push down, and that push down dropped us straight into our support area down here, and then that one by itself actually was just a gorgeous little double bottom pattern into a two-step straight into the target up on top here. But now this is actually setting up a follow-up really high probability wave pattern. Now that we've succeeded in filling this 103.46, now we've got an area that we can look to be a buyer. Not only that, we've got a 1, 2, 3 reversal coming in, we've got a cross of the moving average, we've got the BMTs coming in. There's just a huge amount of reasons why this trade looks really nice. Now on top of that, it's also coming into the zone that we love to see. Now it is a little bit after the first zone, but we are coming into the second zone, and if this reversal candle fires off here or within the next 1 or 2 candles, we'll be in the exact area that we want to be getting long regardless. So looking at this trade, our stop placement is going to be just below this swing once we get triggered in here. The initial target's going to be at 103.47, maybe a couple ticks ahead of it. 103.30 or 103.46 will give us 10 ticks on that first target, so that'll be a good little spot there. And then the extension target is going to be here at 103.72. Again, probably a couple ticks ahead of it. Go to 71 instead. So just a couple seconds away from getting triggered in here. Again, looking long at 103.36. Stop will go right down here. Let's adjust that really quick. 103.26 is our stop. First target, we'll drop this down. 103.46. And we can extend this next target down here. Now I'm opting to take one target off at this 103.47, and there's a couple reasons behind that. First of all, we never actually made a new high above this one. So in technicality, we are still in a little bit of a consolidation. We have a lot of reasons to believe that we're going to break higher, but because of that, I have to be a little bit more aggressive on this first target and take us out here. In this case, that would be at a plus 10. 103.36 is our entry. To 46 will give us 10. Once we get that filled, then we can move our stop to break even. We'll look for the next target, which is going to be up here at 103.71. So what we'll do is we'll unclutter this chart just a little bit. And so that next target, if we do get that filled all the way up at 103.71, we're going to be looking at 35 ticks plus another 10 for 45 ticks. We'll keep an eye on this area. Typically, a lot of times, traders will want to front run this area by 2 or 3 ticks. We're only ahead by 1, so if we start getting a little bit of bouncing ahead of that location, within that 2 or 3 tick area, we might have to look to get out a little bit earlier, but we'll see kind of what the market wants to do here. So overall, we've got everything placed. Now we'll just unclutter the chart a little bit so we can see everything a little bit clearer, and we'll fit. There we go. So now we can actually see what's going on. So again, target here at 103.71. First target, though, at 103.46. Once we get that filled, we'll look to move our stop to break even instead of down here at 103.26. So 10-tick stop, 10-tick first target, 35-tick second target. So pretty nice position to be in so far. So we'll be back in a little bit once this trade starts working out. All right, folks, we're back. We're getting close to that first target here at 103.46. Just waiting for hopefully one more push to get us through that level there. Once we get that taken out, then we'll move our stop up to break even. Just kind of waiting on the market to get a little bit of a pop here. We are a little bit slow going. This is FOMC day, and we're going on 11 o'clock in the afternoon, or I'm sorry, 11 o'clock in the morning. So it's a little bit kind of a slower atmosphere right now. So there's the first target filled. Stop is at break even now. But that's really just kind of what to expect on FOMC days like this. You're going to get a big burst in volatility in the morning. Everyone's just kind of getting their positions out of the way and going from there. But then going into that 2 o'clock hour in the afternoon here in a couple hours, it just kind of slows down before that area. Everyone's not quite sure what to expect from that location. So that's, kind of what we're seeing right here, and it's not really a big surprise. Now that we have that first target taken off, it's really all sweat off the table. We've locked in $100 so far, looking for that final target up here at 103.71. We're actually catching a nice little bullish pop here. Now, again, as we get closer, if we get a little bit of a turnaround right here, that'll be all right. We're not close enough really to be concerned about. But if we come to, 103.69 or so and we start getting a bounce there, that's when we're going to have to be a little bit kind of cautious where we might have to take profits off the table a little bit early. And again, we'll draw these up really fast here. just so we can see what we're gunning for. So we're looking at that 103.72. We're sitting in at 103.71 just to front run it by a little bit. It might even bump it down a little bit further if we do catch a little bit of bouncing in that location. Chances are, though, with that little bit of bullishness that we saw here, that's a good continuation move. We're now back above these highs again, and we are making new highs, which is always a good sign in terms of the long trade that we're currently in right now. So just in terms of the patterns that we're seeing right now, they're setting up really, really well. Just back to back, nice two-step back up into the target up here, into a wave pattern long that's already got its first target filled and gunning for the second target up here. Just really nice patterning. It's a really slow market right now. So we'll be back in a little bit. I'm anticipating this might take a little bit of time here. Hopefully it doesn't hit the target as soon as I hit the pause button. But we'll be back in a little bit and we'll see how we turn out. All right, we're edging in that target now, and we are getting close to that. I did lock my stop in a little bit closer. Since we're one tick away, again, remember, people are going to be front-running this, so if we see this turn around, we're not going to want to be in that trade much longer and actually just push right into it. So there's our target right there at 103.71. Overall, really nice trade, and just back-to-back winners here on crude oil. Now, in this case, we had our first target off at plus 10, right here, just ahead of that swing high, and then the second target came off right at 103.71 for another 35 ticks in that case. So now we're looking at 45 ticks on the trade, $450. So really, really nice trading overall. $450 in the pocket. Definitely not going to complain about that in an FOMC day, especially in the slowdown that we're starting to see now in the markets coming into that 2 o'clock hour later on in the afternoon. So that's going to be the trade for today. If you have any questions about it, feel free to send an email to School of Trade, and don't forget to check out our trial at schooloftrade.com. Have a good one. Bye.